Hey, what's up, guys? My name is r/Lewis James. I know I changed the name, it's not LJP Red anymore. It's r/Lewis James. This is kind of like Lewis James Productions, but obviously r/ means just Reddit videos. Mainly, the horror story sections are gonna sometimes have creepypastas and other horror stories. But it's pretty much mainly gonna be r/ videos. This first one is going to be r/IDontWorkHereLady. It's one of my favourite subreddits. It's a bit, is in my favourite list. It's not my favourite. I actually prefer what I call the sister to this subreddit, r/IDoWorkHereLady. But for now, I read this story earlier. This is the first one. I got 5 lined up. I think it's 5 at least. Let me count. Where's my saved? 1, 2. I got 4 lined up. I read this one earlier. I saved it and I could put that into a video later today. So I've decided to do that. Sorry if this comes out today or tomorrow. I'm going to actually edit and put the story on the screen. I won't be doing that with the horror ones, but for these ones I will. If the horror one includes pictures, I will. Sometimes. This first one is classified as an extra large story. It's not even that long though. It's posted by u/local Libya Ryan. It's called Actually Ken, I Don't Work Here Anymore, or For You. A friend of mine recently reminded me of this. The absolute best time I had dealing with a Karen in the wild. It happened about 30 years ago, so I'm going strictly by memory here. I also have no clue what the name for the male Karen is, so I call him Ken. Sorry this came out a bit long, but I think you'll enjoy it. TDLR at the bottom. I used to work for a chain convenience store, and back in the late 80s it ran into some financial trouble. Corporate decided that to cut costs, they would sell off/shut down all locations that didn't have a gas station attached. This included my location. Once the stores were sold/closed, our positions would be eliminated and we'd be out of a job. Although I was the assistant manager for our location, I was effectively running things as corporate had decided to pull my manager off to a different location. And the assistant would be good enough since the store was closing anyway. Now, onto the story. Cast, HH, head honcho guys from corporate, in charge of selling the store, slightly involved near the end. Ken entitled due to bought our location, and of course, me. Smiley face emoji. Once chain announced that they were closing the stores, it was no secret that we would be shutting down. Of course, us employees still expected to give good customer service. That was usually no problem, as we were in a good area and had pretty decent customers. They liked us, we liked them. But at the same time, we had no flips to give for the occasional Karens. It was nice being able to shut them down. What were they going to do? Fire us? Good times. I wish I could remember the specific instance, but 30 years, they all kind of run together now. The most entitled of all, though, was Ken. Turns out he had bought our location from the chain, and would be taking over in a month and a half. During that time, I was working with the HH guys from corporate, doing things at store level for sale. Meanwhile, Ken came in a few times a week, demanding that certain things be done as if he already owned the place. He wanted us to change the displays, order specific products, etc. HH guys had already told me to ignore his demands, so all of them were met with some variation of no. Ken, I work for the chain, not for you, and this isn't your store yet. Which sent off Ken in all his huffing, puffing glory, yelling that I wouldn't be acting like this once he ran the place. Fast forward to the final day. All the other employees had worked the last shifts, and as acting manager, I opened the store that morning. The HH guys arrived to go through whatever they needed, and shortly before noon, Ken showed up. Ken and the HH guys went into the back, and once they came out, we closed the store in order to finalize everything. The HH guys and I cashed out to the register for the final time, and most importantly, I turned over my key to the store. Once that was done, something close to the following happened. HH, okay Ken, we're done, it's all yours now. They start packing up to leave. Me, just making sure. Chain no longer owns this location. Ken is in charge now. Yes? HH confirms so. I step out from behind the counter. Of course, Ken starts yelling. I think yelling was his default mode. Ken, where do you think you're going? Me, home? What does it look like? Ken, you get back here and get your butt back behind that counter where it belongs, me calmly. No, I don't work for you. Ken, what do you mean no? I told you, things would be different when I took over, and now you have to do what I tell you to. Me, with a huge grin on my face. You just don't get it, do you? Ken looks confused. You bought the store, you bought the inventory, but you did not buy the employees. And you sure as hell did not buy me. So I'll say it one last time, and try to get this through whatever functional cells may be floating around in your empty head. I don't work for you. Never have, never will. And since chain store hashtag 1234 no longer exists, I don't work there anymore either. Since I'm no longer needed here, not the HH guys, I'm leaving. Ken starts sputtering and yelling, I can't pronounce the word incognitely, realizing he has no one to work the register. As I walk to the doors for the last time, of course I can't help myself. As I'm pushing the door open, I turn around, give Ken my best customer service smile and a cheery have a nice day. IIRC correctly, the store didn't open again for a couple of days at least, while Ken tried to hire some employees, but anyone from the neighborhood had seen him treating us so badly before the sale wanted nothing to do with him. And even once it reopened, it didn't last long. TDLR, Ken buys a store, but he didn't buy me or anyone else to work there. I think that was a great story to start off the episode. Like I said, I read it earlier before I started even filming the video, and I think it was a great way to start. So now we're going to get on to the second story, which is posted by u/JennyX1. It says Cake Day. Upvote. Comment. Okay, I just commented Happy Cake Day. It is done. Now we are going to go on to the story. This one is called I Don't Work Here, Karen. I live here. This is called an extra large story. I don't think it's very long. It's definitely shorter than the last one. So, first and foremost, this is my first text post on Reddit, so please let me know how I do. I just want to mention this happened pre-corona times. Before I start, let me give you some backstory. I live in a medium-sized town that only has one notary public. FYI, notary public simply puts stamp legal documents. This comes to play as I happen to live right next to it. We share a common wall, and the two buildings look almost the same, but mine is on the corner. The only difference between the two is a sign on the notary. So I get a lot of knocks on my door. I keep my front door closed at all times for obvious reasons. Most of the time people realize their mistakes by the time I answer the door. Well, not this time. On one fateful day I heard a knock on the door as I was leaving to meet my girlfriend and take her out to a fancy place. I was just getting my phone and wallet when I heard a louder knock. By the time I get to the door, the knocking became a loud banging. As soon as I cracked the door open to peek out the door swung open, and lo and behold, a wild Karen was at the doorstep. Sounds like a horror story. Karen, I've been trying to get in here for the last couple of minutes. Are you even open? I'm in a hurry and I'm late from my appointment. Pushes me aside and rushes into the hall. Me. Excuse me, you must be looking for the notary. Next door, this is a private property. Please leave. Karen checks my attire. I'm wearing a shirt and jeans. How stupid do you think I am? You're answering at the door dressed like that, and this isn't your office? I've been here twice. I want to talk to your boss now, you lazy person. Me. Listen, ma'am. I've already told you, this is a private property, and the office you are looking for is next door. Please leave. Karen, now furious. How dare you talk to me like this? I can easily fire you on the spot. Now leave me alone and let me talk to your boss. Storms even further into my home. Me. We are in the dining room now. Look around, miss. Do you still think this is an office? I need you to leave immediately. Karen gets herself a chair and sits down. I've had enough. If you don't go to your boss, I'll do it myself. Gets out of the phone and starts calling my boss. Hello? This is Karen speaking. Where are you? I'm in the office and your stupid clerk doesn't want to help me. I couldn't catch the whole conversation, but oh boy, you should have seen her face turn lobster red when she hung up. I got the finest, most perfect apology when she realised her mistake and did the walk of shame out of my house. I still have a good laugh when I tell the story to others. TDLR. Karen invades my home thinking it was an office, yells at me, calls my boss, does a walk out of shame on the way out. That was a okay second story. I don't think it's actually as good as the first, but a good story nonetheless. Happy Cake Day to JennyX1. I am actually going to skip the third story just because it's really long. So this is the final story of the video. This is posted by u/green_sweatshirt. This is one silver. It's extra large, but not that long in my opinion. It's called Karen Wants Me to Work There, but I don't. Players, myself, Karen, OBK, obese kid around 10 to 12 years old, store clerk. I just joined and don't know how Reddit works, so please bear with me and enjoy the story. I live way out of town but work in town, so I frequently go into stores before or after work while dressed in my work clothes. Since this saves me an hour or two round trip to go home and change, this will become important later. Last fall, I was looking for a washing machine and found a really nice one marked down to less than half price. I found a sales clerk who was helping a man and a lady, and when he looked in my direction I indicated that I would like to purchase the washing machine. When he finished with the other customers and had a minute, he nodded. I went over to the washing machine to wait for him so I could keep first dibs on buying it. Good idea. A woman who will be known as Karen with a very obese kid in tow came up to me and asked me for help. No biggie. This has happened to me before. I smiled and told her that I don't work here. She got irritated and told me she couldn't find anybody who did work here. The sales clerk was maybe 10 feet away, and that she wanted me to work here. I said, but I don't work here. Then she said, but I need help with a dishwasher. Oh, wrong voice. But I need help with a dishwasher. I told her that I know nothing, and they're dishwashers, and I don't even own a dishwasher. And then she would need to ask someone who actually worked here. Like, what's that? How bad is that idea? Ask someone who actually works at the shop. She glared at me, and when she was about to leave, she glanced at my shirt and gasped. She was quiet for a few seconds, but it was just an intake of air before I was treated to one of those famous Karen rees at full volume in person. She pointed at my shirt and said, "What do you mean you don't work here? You do too? Work here, and I want your help right now. That's enough of your..." Don't want to say that. I looked at her calmly and said, "Ma'am, this," pointed to the embroidery on my shirt, "says name of grocery store. You're in name of hardware store. I do not work here." But she wasn't having any of it and let loose on me at full volume, yelling about her being a mother and having a kid with her, and how I need to stop effing around and help her because she has a kid. Poor kid. Looked embarrassed. I actually felt sorry for him because he must have to deal with her nonsense every day. Karen stomped away, yelling about me making a complaint. Then for some reason she turned around and came back to glare at me. I told her again that I do not work here and that she would simply have to find someone who does work here. Then they could help her. She kept complaining and telling her kid how he would have to wait since I refused to help her. Yelled at me about how she is a mother and her time is important, and on and on. After a few minutes she quieted down and stood between me and the dishwashers, glaring at me. I couldn't resist. I gave her the sweetest smile and said, "Oh, and when that clerk is finished with the people he's helping, I'm next." She let out an epic reek, grabbed her kid by the arm and stomped off, rolling on the floor laughing. As soon as he saw the Karen was gone, the store clerk quit talking to the other customers who had been helping and halfway hiding behind, made sure she was out of sight, then, seeing that it was now safe, came over to help me. That's the end of the final story. If you did enjoy this video, my name has been r/James. My main channel is in the description. All these videos go on my main channel and on my Reddit channel. I don't know what channel you're watching this on. I assume you're watching it on my main channel, mainly because no one watches my Reddit channel right now. If you're watching on my main channel, please go and subscribe to my Reddit channel, which is r/LJP, link in description, and on my featured channel section. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, like, subscribe, turn notifications, and I will see you all again. Sorry if I made a lot of mistakes in the video. My mouth's a bit dry. I'll see you all again very soon in the next video. I'll probably upload again tomorrow. See you then, guys.